So something that's sad and unfortunate is that I'll be like 18 in like 8 months, which is less than a year. So it's like I'm facing this that's got questions in the air, like, what makes an adult. Like, I may not see you for months, I might not text you, I might not call you, but just know that you're always in my mind and I'm always thinking of you. And when I do reach some level, I'm always gonna come back for you. I'm always gonna check up on you. I'm always gonna see, hey, are you okay? Hey, this is those things going on in my life which make me less available, but I'm always gonna think about you. What are some things and some factors that come along with having to think about that? Like, all of a sudden the conversation of marriage is in the air, and then, oh, do you want kids in the future? Oh, do you want to go to college? Do you want to go to college? Do you want to go in debt? Do you want to go in debt? Like, what? I feel like there's no like baseline for this. I feel like it should be like a lot more solidified, or like it should be easier, I guess. I don't know. It's just complicated. It really is. Like, do you want to go to college? I don't know. Like, I like filmmaking, I like making videos, but like to go to college for it, it's like a whole different demon. It's just like, I'd rather just get sponsored by Skillshare and then promote Skillshare, And like, when it comes to the topic of marriage, unfortunately in Texas, they have a bunch of laws and stuff, but F it. Even if I like somehow curve the laws because I don't fall in love with someone that's gonna make our relationship restricted by the law of Texas, I don't know. Like, even if I somehow some way curve my way into a different lane, I don't know how, but if somehow some way I do that, like who on the planet? Now, I mean this in the most respectful way, but I don't know many people that I could just see like, marriage is something you care about. Because nowadays, like, the talk about marriage is less about what you have within it, more like the negatives that come alongside it. Like, oh, I'll be with this person for the rest of my life, and we might get in a lot of fights and a lot of arguments, but this legal paper is binding us. Oh, if we get a divorce, then we'll have to lose some of our stuff. Like, everything I built for myself can be taken away by this person that I thought loved me, but maybe I was being manipulated that whole time. Maybe it was her game plan, maybe it was his game plan. You never know. And it's just like, that's the conversation surrounding marriage. Like, divorce, losing your stuff, signing prenups, that's just reality for a lot of people now. And it makes sense. Divorce rates are higher, I think, than they have ever been. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I can't fact check myself at this very moment because I don't have internet, but I guess it makes sense, but it's also kind of semi-depressing, because I guess I used to think about the end of my relationships when I was in them, which sounds bad. I mean, at least for my very first relationship, I would think about the end of it. And it's not that I didn't care about this person, it's just like, I was like, this person is gonna leave because everyone else leaves. And so I'd always think about the moment that they left. But the thing is, I'd always treat the moments that we had together as super special. And so I'd always try to make sure I was the best partner I could be for them while we were together. But it's just like, thinking about the end while in a relationship won't really help. Like, why are you worried about the end? Try to feel comfort and try to feel like safe in the relationship that you're in. But yeah, I'm over here hearing my teacher go on and on around about divorce, his ex-wife. Like, god dang, is that what it's all about? Now, I know that there are happy marriages and successful marriages, but yeah, I also have witnessed someone else's marriage having parents. So I'm just like, I see where everyone's coming from with this. Somehow, some way, it doesn't make me hate marriage, because I think marriage is something that every person should have the right to, because I think it's something special. I think it's cool. If you don't want to get married, it's cool too. So it's like, I get it. If you never want to like put it on paper, that's cool. Do you think everyone who gets married is prepared for marriage? I highly doubt it. Do you think those marriages last? I don't know. Are people who are prepared for marriage in lasting marriages? Are people who aren't prepared not in marriage? Yo, the people that are children and want to get married, are they in lasting marriages? Or are they just trying to seal the deal with just anybody, just to like check something off their checklist that they've always wanted? Like, bro, you never know. And you, it's like, what? All I'm saying is, at the end of the day, people ask me, do I want to get married in the future? I'd say I'd be lucky if I were to get married, because in my eyes, it's like, if I love you, then yeah, I intend to get married, because I'm not about to get in a relationship with someone I don't intend to marry. It just kind of feels pointless. It's like, what's the point? Let's just be friends. We do not have to kiss or do it on any occasion. We can just be friends, gang. You can just come here. If you really want to touch my guitar that goddamn bad, I can just buy you one. Like, is it things like this? I could help you budget so you can work it into your household. Like, if you want a guitar that bad, I can help you with your finances. You know what I mean? Okay, I'll be lucky if I find love, no matter the race, the gender, the ethnicity. If I fall in love with someone, yeah, marriage is something I would take upon myself. Or rather, we'd take upon each other. I think marriage should be a partnership overall. I don't know. And on the topic of kids, smiley face. Sir, ma'am, I'm barely becoming 18. Why does this matter? Why does this matter? Over here talking about kids. I barely flirt with people. My flirt game goes like insanely nerdy. You know what I mean? We go nerdy. We don't go dirty, we go nerdy. Shy points when you like 2 hearts. I don't know. Anyways, but kids, I'm barely 18 and you want me to think about having children. Sir, ma'am, I hate to break it to you, but I was like for the whole beginning of my life, I did not even consider children as something that was even physically possible in my body. I'm just saying that. I would just pretend like it's not that's how much of a, it's not something I want that I was at. That's where I was. That's how much I was like, no. I do not want to have. That's how far I was, that I was just like, gang, I don't want children, so we're not even gonna pretend like I will ever carry the baby. We could have somebody else do it. We can adopt. Literally all these options, all these people, all these children need homes. People need a guardian, a good guardian. And I was like, I could be that. Why do I have to carry it on my shoulder? No, just why do I have to bear the child? You know what I mean? Why don't you do it? Why don't we get someone else to do it? Someone whose body, and somebody who loves doing it. Some people really like carrying kids, which is like interesting. And so some kids, or like some people that I met, but they said that when they were younger, they were like, I always wanted a daughter, I always wanted a kid. That was never me. I never played with dolls, in the sense of I never played with baby dolls. I was like, why would I do that to myself? I'm just a kid. How am I supposed to help you? And then you're gonna cry on me? F no, S no, F no, S no. No, I'm not doing that. I just played with normal dolls, like adult dolls. I would just put them in scenarios that I couldn't go through in real life, so yeah, I don't know. So when it comes to the topic of kids, I'm about to become an adult, and everyone's like, Ellie, you gotta make a decision. Your womb closes at the age 30. If you have a child past the age of 30, you're crazy. So I'm like, can we save this question until I'm like 20? We're barely 18. Kids, how? In this economy? Am I working? No. Are you working? No. Huh? It's not, there's a lot of factors going into it. It's like money, and then am I going to be a good parent to this kid? Because I generally think there's a couple of basics that you need to have engraved into you before you become a parent. And I think the most important thing that children want is attention. They want your attention, they want your care, they want your love. And if they don't have that, that's gonna like F up their relationship with them. So I'm just like, I want to have time, so I want to craft something that can make them have a better life than me. And I think that's something that all parents want to give their children. They want to give them a better life than they had. And if you're a parent and you don't want to give your children a better life, but you rather let them have the life you had, and you know you went through struggles, that's an interesting take. I'd like to hear more about that, but it's just like, I don't know. Why would you want your child to struggle? I mean, yeah, struggle, it helps. it helps. It does. But naturally, you don't have to put the struggle on your child. Living on Earth is going to give them a struggle regardless. Like, being on this planet, being with society, being with other people, it's going to be a challenge regardless. You don't have to add more weight to what your child is already experiencing. You know what I mean? Furthermore, I guess if I was to put it into words, look, it just depends, because it's like there's so many people in this world, and there's so many different types of people in this world, and it's just like depending on like who you decide to procreate with depends on like some other things that'll go along with your child's life. Like if I was to be with someone who is not of my same race, then like the child would have to deal with whatever comes with that, you know, whatever it comes with not fitting into one check mark on effing box of like America's, like, what do they call it, a census? A child would have to live with not having a one simple box to check off on the census. So it's just like I don't know, it depends. I don't think that really matters in the sense like look, if I want to have a kid, I'm gonna have a goddamn kid, and I don't care like any circumstances. Like I do care about the circumstances and the well-being of the child, okay, but I just mean when it comes to bringing a kid into the world, and it's just like, I'm barely 18. Can we slow down? Let's slow down. I promise you that if a child was to be brought into the world by me, that child will have been a good person to the world, because that's the least I can do. God dang, I've been sitting in front of this camera spouting my nonsense, and like if I sit here and I work on my morals so strongly, and I'm always trying to like figure out the way to be the best person I can be, then the least I can do is bring a good person into this world. So do I want to have kids? You're asking someone who will barely be 18 this question. My answer to this is, if it happens, it happens. Like, I'm not about to go into the world and seek to have a child so early in life. It's not that I'm like one of those people that are like, oh, F it, I gotta be at least like 29. Like, I gotta get this kid out of me before the age of 30. I'm not one of those people. It's just like, yeah. I feel like I'll be in a very well place in a couple of years, but if I'm not, also it doesn't really matter. It's not about any of that. It just depends on if I find somebody that I'm like, all right, let's do this. Let's go to the adoption center. Let's do it. Or if something else happens and I'm like, F it. But I'll tell you this. And if future me is like sitting there and they're like, not getting it wrong, see, that's why we should have used protection. If that's future me, screw you. What were you doing? What were you doing? I hope future me is not like, we should have used protection. We should have used protection that one time. I hope that's not future me, but like okay, sorry, is that like a crumb? I think that's from pie. Crap. Anyways, yeah, I hope future me is not like, we should have used protection that one time. God forbid. I just hope that in the future, if I do have a child that way, it's like, it's something that, you know, both parties are ready for. And you may not be fully ready, but you at least gotta be like a good person. Like, I would hate to like I see too many of my friends just not having like the best situation at home. I'm not gonna allow that to happen to anyone I know from this moment on. Like, you're not about to have a bad situation. If I'm going up, you're going up too. Like, what? You think I'm gonna let you sit there? You think I'm not gonna come back for you? Like, I may not see you for months, I might not text you, I might not call you, but just know that you're always in my mind and I'm always thinking of you. And when I do reach some level, I'm always gonna come back for you. I'm always gonna check up on you. I'm always gonna see, hey, are you okay? Hey, this is those things going on in my life which make me less available, but I'm always gonna think about you. Just know that. So it's just like, I don't know, am I off the topic of kids? Yeah, okay, yeah, I guess I'll accept kids into my life, but at the early ages I'd like to deny that. It just depends on, you know, if the marriage thing happens. I don't think you have to have children while in a marriage, but I feel like being married with someone you really love helps, in the sense that, like, hopefully you can give them a better life than you were given. I don't know. It's just too much to say when it comes to like marriage and becoming a parent. There's so much around it. Like, so many people. You can give your child the best life possible, and you can do that alone, or you can do that with someone else. And it's so much. It's so complicated. I desire to do the best I can. That's all you can do. I want to do the best that I can, no matter what happens. And I guess the last topic of conversation would be college. Everyone wants a graduate of high school to go to college. Everyone wants their kids to go to college, whether you're first generation, second generation, never generation. I don't know. Like, is never generation a thing? I don't think so. I think it's first, second, third, and etc. It doesn't matter which one you are. It just means people typically want their children to go to college. And if you're not going to do that, they're like, well, I want you to take up a trade. I want you to go to trade school. And if you're not gonna do that, they're like, I want you to get your GED. And if you're not gonna graduate high school, yeah, they want you to get your GED again. So it's just like, they want you to work a 9 to 5 as well. I'm like, college, people want me to go to college. I don't hate the idea of college. I think college is expensive. I don't think college, like, I'm not going to college for anything that is useless. You know what I mean? Like, I'm only gonna go to college for things I want. Cause here's the thing, if I go to college and by default they're gonna force you to take math, science, and reading. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Let me know for y'all who have went to college or are in college currently. But I'm pretty sure your first year they force you to take all the basics in college. So I better have a major that's worth it. I'm not finna go to college like a lot of people that have gone to college where they're like forced into a study that they don't want to do just because they're like, it'll bring me mad money. Engineering, if I'm not into engineering, I'm not finna go become an engineer. I used to build robots. I built robots before. That's not engineering, that's robotics. Dude, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. If I go to school, it'll be for filmmaking, but I don't think I need a school to learn that. I think I have my peers, fellow YouTubers, to thank for knowledge. And if I really wanted to pick up something, like when I was speaking about learning moral philosophy, dude, Harvard offers courses on YouTube for free. What are you doing going to college? No, I'm playing. I'm not gonna judge and rain on someone's parade for going to college, because there's so much value that comes in going to college, right? There's so many fields you can go to. And becoming a psychologist, you can help people if you go to college. You can save people's lives when you go to college. Going to college is something I can admire, but I just don't want to regret it. So I'm thinking about it. So do I want to go to college? I don't know. Do I need to have that figured out in like 6 months before I graduate? No. I'm like, I can go to college at any point in my life. I don't have to do that now. And gap years exist. I don't know. I don't really want to go to college. I could go to college. I don't hate college. That's the thing. I just don't have a vendetta against college. So it's like whether I go or not go, it doesn't really matter to me. It's just school. And school should only be benefiting you. If school is not helping you with the life you want to live, then you need to change your classes. If it's not something you want to do, you need to get your classes changed. And a lot of counselors won't do it for you. That's what they don't do. These counselors, now it's not all counselors. I love you counselors, heart. I'm saying it's not all of you, but yeah, not all counselors will like help you strive for the career you want. I know a lot of people, especially in the art field, again, sorry, they want to get changed to art classes, but they can't get it, and that's a career they want to take. And then there's like people working in art careers now that are getting lots of money from commissions that didn't get the opportunity to take art in high school because their counselors wouldn't let them. There's like infinite stories like that. I'm sorry, but the counselors are sick and twisted sometimes. I'm just being honest. They don't want you to graduate sometimes. They want to meet the quota, and whether that means letting go, whether that means helping you out, it's up to them completely. I don't know. College in the future, I'm saying a temporary no. It's a temporary no. It might become a yes in the future, so I'm gonna say it's a temporary no for like the next 3 years. No, 2 years. I'm gonna go 2 years. I'm gonna say it's a no for the next 2 years. Yeah, that's it. That's just the worries of becoming 18, the random pressure that instantly applies to your life. Aside from the workforce, do not get me started on the workforce. I can go on. They want you to work a job because you need the money, honestly, and especially in this economy. Not to bring up the economy again, but did you? Oh my goodness, I seen a picture. No, I took a picture of a piece of meat in Tum Tum that cost $100. Excuse me, for a piece of meat, $100? Texas, who do we think we are? This is not LA. Bring the prices down. $100 for a piece of meat? Calm down. Who do you think we are? Does this look like the suburb? Last time I checked, the store recently got robbed. Like, what are we doing? Last time I checked, we have power outages every time there's a thunderstorm in this block. Like, bring the prices down. You're not an exception to this rule. I'm sorry. Anyways, I think that's it. That's all I have for the 18-year-old talk. But yeah, it's kind of crazy though that I'm about to become 18. Isn't that crazy? Imagine some people already getting their pre-orders ready. They're like, hold on, Ellie's kind of fine, like, and then I'm just gonna be sitting here. They're gonna call. Somebody in my DM said I'm pretty. No, I'm joking. I'm wild. It's like 3 a.m. Okay, it's 2:37 a.m. So it's not even close to 3. But if you round up, you can't even round up from 30. But F you, I make the rule.